A rusted metal gate creaked ominously as it swung open, revealing the desolate courtyard of the old Hartfield Correctional Facility. The air was thick with the scent of decay, mingled with a hint of rain-soaked earth, as if the very ground was mourning the souls that had passed through its confines. A single mother, Emma Thompson, stood at the threshold, heart pounding fiercely in her chest. She had bought this abandoned prison for a mere $950, a price that seemed too good to be true. But now, standing there, she could feel the weight of its dark history pressing down on her. Emma was determined to reshape her life. After all, the last 5 years had been a relentless struggle. A divorce had left her financially drained, and raising her 8-year-old son, Lucas, alone had taken its toll. But she could no longer afford to live in the cramped apartment that echoed with memories of better days. The prison, with its towering stone walls and crumbling exterior, felt like a bold gamble, a chance to transform something long forgotten into a sanctuary for them both. Yet, that very gamble now sent shivers down her spine as she stepped further inside. "It's just a building," she whispered to herself, pushing away the palpable fear that clung to her like a second skin. But deep down, Emma knew there was more lurking in the shadows of those walls. The Hartfield Correctional Facility had been closed for over a decade, its reputation marred by whispers of corruption and brutality under the watchful eye of its former warden, Clarence Redding. As Emma recalled the stories she had heard, a chill ran through her. Redding had ruled the prison with an iron fist, turning it into a notorious stronghold where many had met untimely fates. Now there was something else, rumors of hidden treasures, of ill-gotten gains stashed away within those very walls. What began as a quest for a new start quickly shifted into something darker. Emma had come with dreams of turning the prison into a community center, a place for healing and growth. But as she wandered the decaying corridors lined with peeling paint and rusted bars, she realized she had stumbled onto a haunted site, one that might not take kindly to an outsider like her. Food for thought, she mused, as she ran her fingers over the cold, damp walls. What if the stories were true? What if there was more than just an abandoned building here? A knot tightened in her stomach, but she pushed the thought aside. She had to focus on the present, the daunting task of cleaning and renovating. Suddenly, the echo of her footsteps was interrupted by a loud bang from the depths of the building. Her heart raced, and she turned sharply, her breath hitching in her throat. It could have been the wind, she told herself, but the air was still. Emma took a cautious step back, her instincts shouting at her to leave, but curiosity gripped her. She had come this far. She couldn't turn back now. With trepidation, she followed the sound, moving deeper into the belly of the prison. The walls loomed over her, and the shadows seemed to dance, creating an unsettling atmosphere. As she approached the former warden's office, she realized that this was where the real secrets might lie. The heavy oak door stood slightly ajar, as if beckoning her to enter. Emma paused, taking a deep breath before pushing the door open further. Inside, the remnants of the office told stories of a life once lived. A dusty desk, papers yellowed with age, and a safe embedded in the wall. Its cold steel surface gleamed dully in the faint light. As she approached it, her mind raced with possibilities. The safe had been locked for years, yet here it was, a relic of the past, just waiting for someone to uncover its secrets. What could be inside? She wondered, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. Money? Documents? Or something more sinister? She turned the handle, and to her horror, it wouldn't budge. Locked tight. But Emma couldn't shake the feeling that this was the key to everything, the chance she had been waiting for to change her life. With determination swelling inside her, she began to search the room for clues, hoping to find something that might help her breach the safe. As she rummaged through the scattered papers, her fingers brushed against a small, leather-bound journal. The cover was cracked, and it smelled of mildew, but it was filled with notations, perhaps from the very warden who had terrorized countless inmates within these walls. As she flipped through the pages, her breath caught in her throat. There were references to transactions, lists of names, and amounts of money that made her stomach lurch. At the bottom of one page, a hastily scribbled note caught her eye. Warden's stash hidden in the safe. $267 million. Never to be touched by the living again. Emma's mind raced. Was it true? Could there really be that much money hidden in this hellish place? The thoughts spiraled. Her dreams of a better life were suddenly within her grasp, but the risks were monumental. The very idea sent adrenaline coursing through her veins. As she processed this revelation, a low rumble echoed through the building, shaking the very foundations beneath her. Emma felt the ground tremble and an instinctual fear gripped her. She was not alone. Someone else was here, someone who knew about the safe, who had possibly come to claim it for themselves. With her heart in her throat and danger looming, Emma thrived on the thrill of the chase. She was determined to unearth the truth, no matter the cost. But in this game of survival, every decision mattered, and not everyone would leave Hartfield Correctional Facility unscathed. The stakes were higher than ever. What would she risk to unlock the secrets within those cold, metal walls? Emma was about to find out. Emma took a deep breath, the weight of the abandoned prison pressing down on her like a physical force. The echoes of her footsteps resonated through the darkened hallways, reminding her of the chilling history that surrounded her. She had spent sleepless nights researching the prison's past, uncovering tales of corruption and despair. Yet, nothing could prepare her for the confrontation she was about to face. Deep within the prison, the warden's office loomed, a forgotten relic of authority and control. It was there that Emma believed the safe lay, holding secrets worth more than she could ever imagine. As she crossed the threshold into the room, her heart raced. The air was thick with dust, and the oppressive silence was punctuated only by the faint sound of dripping water from a distant pipe. Emma approached the heavy metal desk, its surface marred by years of neglect. She ran her fingers over the rough texture, searching for any sign of the safe's hidden location. The dim light filtered through grimy glass, casting eerie shadows that danced across the walls. Her mind raced with possibilities. What if Hartfield had already found it? What if he was waiting for her, ready to claim the fortune for himself? Suddenly, a loud bang resonated from the corridor outside, sending a jolt of adrenaline through her veins. Emma froze, listening intently. The sound of footsteps grew louder, and her instincts kicked in. She needed to hide. She slipped behind the desk, her breath shallow as she strained to hear what was happening. The door swung open, revealing Hartfield, his imposing figure silhouetted against the dim hallway light. He stepped into the room, scanning the space with a predatory gaze. "I know you're here, Emma," he called out, his voice dripping with confidence. "You can't hide from me. This prison is mine now." Emma's heart raced. She had no idea how Hartfield had found her, but she knew she had to act fast. She crouched lower, peering out from her hiding spot. Hartfield stepped further into the room, his back to her as he examined the walls, searching for clues only he seemed to understand. "What do you want, Hartfield?" Emma finally called out, her voice steadier than she felt. "This place belongs to no one, especially not you." He turned slowly, a sly smirk playing on his lips. "Ah, Emma, always so brave, but you're in over your head. You have no idea what you're dealing with." He took a step closer to her hiding spot, his gaze piercing through the shadows. Emma's mind raced. She had to distract him, buy herself some time to figure out a way to get to the safe. "You think this is all about money, don't you?" she said, her voice challenging. "But you're wrong. This place is about redemption, not greed." Hartfield laughed, a chilling sound that echoed off the walls. "Redemption? Spare me the sentimental nonsense. You think you can save this prison? It's a tomb for broken dreams, and you're just another lost soul trying to make sense of it." You want the money? It's mine. And I will do whatever it takes to keep it. Emma felt a surge of determination. I won't let you take it, Hartfield. You think you can intimidate me, but I'm not afraid of you. His expression shifted, anger flickering in his eyes. You should be. He took a step closer, anger radiating from him. You have no idea who I am or what I'm capable of. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind him, and Emma seized the opportunity. She darted from behind the desk and made a beeline for the safe in the corner of the room. Her fingers raced over the cold metal surface, searching for a combination or a hidden latch. She could feel Hartfield's eyes on her, the tension between them palpable. You're wasting your time, Emma, he warned, his voice low and threatening. That safe is not going to open for you. And if you think you can just walk away with that money, think again. Emma ignored him, heart pounding as she focused on the task at hand. She couldn't let Hartfield intimidate her. She remembered the stories she had read, how the warden had kept meticulous records, and how those records might be the key to opening the safe. If she could just find the ledger, she might have a chance. But Hartfield wasn't going to let her have her way. With a swift movement, he lunged towards her, attempting to grab her arm. Emma ducked just in time, feeling his fingers graze her skin. The adrenaline surged, and she scrambled to her feet, adrenaline fueling her escape. Stop! Hartfield shouted, fury etched across his features. You think you can outrun me in my own game? You're out of your league. Emma dashed towards the door, her heart racing, but Hartfield was faster. He blocked her path, driving her back into the room. Panic set in, but determination replaced her fear. Get out of my way, Hartfield, she yelled, her voice unwavering. You don't get it, do you? Hartfield sneered. This isn't just about the money. It's about power. And I will not let you take that from me. Realizing she needed to turn the tide, Emma pointed towards the ceiling. Look, she shouted, her voice filled with urgency. Isn't that a loose pipe? We could get flooded in here. Hartfield's gaze flickered upward, and in that brief moment of distraction, Emma charged. She pushed past him, her body colliding with his. They stumbled into the desk, and Emma quickly turned to grab the edge, using it as leverage to break free. With the door nearly within reach, she felt a hand grab her shoulder. Hartfield pulled her back, and they stumbled across the floor together. Emma knew this was her moment. She had to get to that safe, no matter the cost. As they wrestled for control, Emma's mind raced. She needed to outsmart him, and fast. If she could keep him distracted long enough, perhaps she could find what she was looking for. Why do you want this place so badly? She shouted, struggling against him. What does it mean to you? Hartfield's response was a low growl. You wouldn't understand. This place is a symbol of my power, and I will not let a single mother ruin it for me. Emma's heart raced, but within her, a fire ignited. She wouldn't allow him to intimidate her any longer. She would fight for her future, for her children, for the chance to unlock the secrets of the prison. And if it meant facing Hartfield head-on, she was ready. Emma stood resolute in the former warden's office, the dusty air heavy with tension. Hartfield loomed before her, a figure of authority and intimidation, but Emma's determination shone brighter. You think you can scare me off, Hartfield? I've spent far too long fighting for what's rightfully mine to back down now. Hartfield scoffed, the corners of his mouth curling into a disdainful smirk. You've got guts, I'll give you that, but you have no idea who you're dealing with. This prison is more than just bricks and mortar. It's a legacy, and I won't let some single mother ruin it. Emma's heart raced, but she kept her stance firm, her fists clenched by her sides. It's not about ruining anything, Hartfield. This place has been abandoned for years. I'm here to revive it, to turn it into something meaningful for my children and the community. You can't monopolize its history forever. With a sudden movement, Hartfield stepped closer, his voice dropping to a menacing whisper. You think you can transform a prison into a playground? It's a dark place, Emma. If you dig too deep, you might not like what you find. There are secrets better left buried. She took a step back, but her resolve didn't falter. Maybe it's time those secrets see the light. If there's money hidden here, it belongs to the community that suffered under its shadow. I'm not afraid of what you have to threaten me with because I have something you don't, hope and the will to bring change. Hartfield's eyes narrowed, a flicker of doubt crossing his face. Emma could see she'd struck a chord. You don't know the first thing about running a place like this. It changes people, makes them desperate. And yet here I am, standing tall. Emma shot back. If I can survive as a single mother, I can run this prison better than you ever did. I won't let you intimidate me. The tension in the room peaked as the two glared at each other, the air electric. Then, unexpectedly, Hartfield's expression softened just a fraction. You're in over your head, Emma. You really think you can just waltz in and take control? Emma took a deep breath, steeling herself. I won't need to waltz in. I'll fight my way through. For my kids. For myself. It's not just about the money. It's about reclaiming this place. I'll find that safe, and when I do, I'll make sure everyone knows who truly owns this prison. Without warning, Hartfield lunged toward her. But Emma sidestepped, adrenaline coursing through her veins. She grasped a rusted metal baton that lay ominously on the ground, the remnants of the prison's harsh past. Holding it out defiantly, she declared, "Back off, Hartfield, or I swear I'll call the authorities. I have everything I need to prove you're trying to intimidate me." At that moment, something shifted in Hartfield's demeanor. He paused, considering her words. You really think you can win this fight, don't you? I don't think I know, Emma replied boldly. She could feel the conviction in her voice. It was a power she had not tapped into before. I'll find that safe and expose everything you've tried to hide. With a reluctant sigh, Hartfield retreated slightly, contemplating his next move. Emma could see that he was weighing the risks of escalating the confrontation. You're playing a dangerous game, Emma. If you find that money, you're not just reviving a prison. You're stirring up a hornet's nest. Then let it sting. I'm prepared, she stated firmly. And with that, Emma turned and rushed toward the dark corridor that led deeper into the prison's depths, determined to find the truth. Hours later, Emma stood at the entrance of a hidden room, a space long forgotten. The air was thick with dust and anticipation. As she pried open the heavy door, she gasped. Stacked against the far wall, she saw it, the safe. Heart pounding, she approached, her hands trembling as she worked to unlock it. Finally, the mechanism clicked, and the door creaked open to reveal piles of cash, each banded and neatly stacked. Emma's eyes widened in disbelief. She had done it. In that moment, Emma felt a rush of triumph. She turned to share her victory with her children, who had miraculously arrived to support her journey. In the immediate hours following her discovery, Emma contacted the authorities, ensuring the money was put to good use. The prison was in the process of being transformed. Emma made it clear that a portion of the funds would be used to create a safe space for families, no longer a haunting reminder of fear, but a symbol of hope and resilience. As the months rolled by, Emma began to see the results of her efforts. The community rallied around her, helping to restore the prison into a vibrant community center. Her children thrived in an environment that now fostered creativity and growth. Emma had turned Hartfield's legacy of fear into a beacon of promise. Years passed, and Emma looked back at her journey with a sense of pride. She had not only changed the prison, but also transformed her life and the lives of her children. They had built a legacy of their own, one rooted in strength, perseverance, and the importance of community. Though Hartfield's shadow lingered, his influence had waned with time. Emma had proven that even the darkest places could be illuminated with the right intentions and determination. She stood by the entrance of the now revitalized center, her heart swelling with hope for the future they had forged together. In the end, Emma realized that the greatest treasure she had unearthed was not the money in the safe, but the strength she discovered within herself. It was a lesson she would impart to her children. For every prison, there lies an opportunity for freedom.